I see some people in chat know what I've been up to this week. This has been a stressful week, so I've been distressing by playing Dota, which is just disgusting to say because I thought I kicked the Dota thing years ago. Little known fact, when I had just started hosting the forum, even before then, 2012, I 2011 or so, I started playing like League of Legends and stuff, and then Dota 2 just came out. I got into the beta, and I played about like 2,000 hours of Dota, like particularly Nature's Prophet. I have hundreds of games as Nature's Prophet, like in the first season. And if you don't know, in the first season of Dota, Nature's Prophet was a particularly horrific, annoying character that would put, like, the objective is to push to your enemy's ancient and then to destroy it. Nature's Prophet played a little bit differently by going to different lanes than where the fight actually was and pushing there, so that you constantly had to switch between like where you wanted to go and where Nature's Prophet was forcing you to go. And he was extremely annoying. And then I stopped playing for a couple of years, and now I'm playing a furry character who's like a raccoon that shoots coconuts or some shit. I've been distracting myself. I should. How do I want to enter into this? My worries right now are focused on like the lawsuits. We just won the Greer lawsuit, which I'll talk about a little bit. But the Melinda stuff is still ongoing, and I'm really sitting here, and I really have no clue, really, what to do about it. We won, I mean, her case is bullshit. She's just wasting time, so we win everything that really matters. But in terms of preventing her from creating more problems, there's nothing that can really be done. She files something, and she usually sues an LLC. So I can't even represent myself. Like, if it was more cost effective, if she was just suing me, I could be, I would have some level of confidence that I could represent myself. But because of how it works in the US, companies are people. And if you're not a lawyer, you cannot represent other people. So you cannot represent your own companies, even if you own 100% of your company, because your company is another person. So she sues LLCs, and I have to hire an attorney to represent my LLCs. And I can't label her a vexatious litigant, as far as I'm aware, because, as far as I'm aware, Virginia doesn't even have a concept for a vexatious litigant. And even if it did, if I paid the money to file to have her labeled a vexatious litigant, she would only be a vexatious litigant in Virginia. So then she could just file her lawsuits in whatever fucking district. She could sue me from Wyoming or Florida or whatever. And if it passed the sniff test of the court because I don't respond to it, then I would still have to go back and file and fight it, and it would still cost money, And even then, she could just go to the federal court, which, as far as I'm aware, does not have a vexatious litigant system, and file there, and that could cost money too. It just costs so much money to deal with it, and she gets to do it for free because she's filing on behalf of herself, and she's filing as a pauper. And they always, like, I won a appeal to make her pay bond. Just a very simple thing. It's great, you have a lawyer who costs money per hour, over $100 an hour, and you pay him a couple hours to write a appeal to make it so she has to pay money to file, and the filing fee is only $500. So you pay over $1,000 to file an appeal to have her pay less than $1,000 so that she can pay that to continue suing. And there's no winning it. It's just endless. And what she's trying to do simply is to get her forum thread deleted. That's it. She says that plainly. Like, if you delete my forum thread, I will go away. I'll stop suing you. And if I do that, like, even if I were to say, okay, whatever, it's not worth the money for her fucking thread, which only 8 people post in because she's a boring whore, then what all that does is encourage other people to do the same thing. So my options are very limited. There doesn't appear to be a way to just have her dismissed as being a vexatious litigant, so that she actually has to have some sort of check before she can file anything. Like, I don't know why there's not a system where it's like, if someone is filing fucking garbage and disrupting people's lives and disrupting the lives of people working for different government agencies and stuff, why it can't just be made that she has to get an attorney to file, because at least that would cost money. But for whatever reason, there's no way to even force her to get an attorney. And then, like, what am I going to do next? Am I going to, like, write my congressman and have them say, we need the Kiwi Farms law to protect Kiwi farms from vexatious... Like, that's not going to do anything. It's really just super annoying. And I've really thought about... That was part of the big reason why I wanted to look into moving to Russia. Because in Russia, if someone like this was in Russia, they would arrest her. They would send her to Siberia, and she would mine bauxite in a prison in Siberia until her back gave out and she died of starvation on the ground. That would be what happened to someone like her in Russia. But I don't know. I've looked into it, and I don't want to go to any other country. I have to keep everything in the U.S., and then the U.S. is, like, completely fucking broken in different ways. In different ways, she's constitutionally enabled to do whatever the fuck she wants in the court system. Find a free speech... Go for it. Tell me who your suggestions are. I mean, it is a money issue, because it's like, if you want to get ahead, and at this point I want to get ahead, my issues are that I'm always tailing behind. I'm always behind my problems. I need to fortify. I need to get ahead in some way, and those things all cost money. And it's like, I run the merchandise runs, and it's like I'm hustling for lawyer money at this point. I get a little bit of money to help pay. First I have to pay for the merchandise itself, and then the shipping expenses, and then with what's left over, there's usually enough that year for the actual server expenses. There's enough for me, but then I that's it. You know, I don't get to have extra to put aside to deal with shit like this. And it's like, how much more could I possibly grift the existing audience of the forum? And, like, maybe I can do like 3 merchandise runs a year. Maybe I can do 87. Maybe, you know, whatever. Maybe I can just sterilize my content and talk about how trans women are real women, so I can get super chat money from you guys, so that I can pay my fucking lawyers. I don't know. Like, it's just truly nauseating. It's very tiring, and that's why I've been playing Dota 2. Countersue for what? Like, okay, I can sue her for damages. That's an option on the table. Let me tell you how that's going to work. I'm going to have to file 3 different briefs in the appeals court, which is different. I'm going to have to ask them for money. And then it's a risk. I might get my damages. I probably will. So then I have my damages. Then I have to go to collect the damages. Surprise, she has 8 children and gets 100% of her income from Social Security. Guess what you can't garnish? You cannot garnish Social Security. So already, I have a debt that's worth absolutely nothing because there's nothing to garnish from her. I can't take her main residence. I can't take her primary vehicle. So I would have to then appeal to the local court for debt collection and say, I need to collect however many thousands of dollars from this person who has nothing. She has nothing in her bank account. She has no asset. She has no savings. She has nothing. She is worthless. She is worthless as a person. Her time is worthless. Monetarily, she is worthless. She has no value. But she does have some things I can take. So I'd have to file in a different court to get permission to send a debt collector into her trailer to seize a crib from her house so that we could pawn the crib and get $30 tops for that, which would immediately go to the debt collector so that the debt collector could be compensated for his time. But in no way, shape, or form would I get any money from her ever. The government enables people like this to exist. If the government did not give people free money, Melinda Scott would be starving to death on the street, and she would have no worthless fucking children. Vordrak would not have the time to do what Vordrak does. He would be starving on the fucking street because nobody would ever give him the time of day. There is no stronger argument against Social Security than seeing what paupers actually do with their free time. For however many J.K. Rowlings there are writing the next Harry Potter, there's like 20 million people who just sit there and do nothing all fucking day except make other people actually doing shit annoyed and inconvenienced. Like, and those people back in the day, they would have to live in a feudal farm. They would have to live on someone else's property, and they would pay their wage to live on that property by harvesting the grain on the soil that was allotted to them. And if they didn't want to do that, then they would simply starve to death. They would be evicted, and they would have to shit in the street like a Pajit, and they would have nothing. And that's how it should be. If you're absolutely totally worthless, you should die for it. You should starve to death. I understand that we as Whitey are empathetic to the less fortunate among us, but we need to stop being less fortunate. I think that in general, less fortunate people are less fortunate for reasons that they deserve to be less fortunate for. I have no empathy or compassion for anyone at this point. I'm assuming that if you got bitten by a shark, you were a horrible cunt. You smell like asshole, so the shark went up and bit you and took your fucking arm. And that's probably what you deserve. That's my baseline assumption at this point. Because, I don't know. It just seems like everything's perfectly balanced on a knife. So I don't know. I'm considering what my options are, but none of them are like good options. They're all like lose options. But I'm trying to figure out what the less losiest of all of them are. What the long-term less loss would be. What playing Dota does to a person. I don't know. The people I play against are Slavic. They don't have social security. If they lose their Dota game and don't go pro player, then they fucking starve to death, right? They have to go work at a Kentucky Fried Chicken in Moscow for rubles on the dollar, and that's it. Retire. I mean, I could, but whatever. I better have a fucking exit plan for that. Anyways, I'll talk about the Russell. Actually, let me show you my scale, I guess, since people are still interested in that. I filmed this one. I'm wearing clothes that weigh about a kilogram, but is it gonna load? No, the site's still broken. If it doesn't load, I'll just tell you. I'll spoil it what my weight is. Kind of a bummer. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to tell people. I guess, like, I can't open a GoFundMe. You know, it would get closed down because GoFundMe would get attacked by people for enabling the site to get money. The clothes I'm wearing is about 1 kilogram, so I'm at 117 kilograms exactly. And 117 is 158 pretty much exactly too. I don't think I've lost that much from last week, but last week's weigh-in was weird. I lost like 2 kilograms at once. So I don't know if I was like dehydrated or what last time, but yeah, there I am. I'm at 117 exactly. So less than I would have wanted because I'm trying to lose 1 kilogram a week, but yeah, whatever. It's not gaining weight, so. And I was gonna do my sandwich today with the banana peppers, but I don't know if I'm hallucinating or what, but the Subway that I thought was nearby is like gone. I don't know if I like fantasized about the Subway. I don't know if I dreamed about the Subway, but there's no Subway for like 100 miles, so that's not happening. I will literally roll my own fucking dough and buy my own fucking sandwich materials and make my own Subway sandwich myself to put my banana peppers on, and I'll just call it a day. Because I'm not traveling as far as I have to get to a Subway for the sole purpose of making it. Fat man dreams. They heard I was coming in clothes. Okay, maybe it was stolen. Maybe I'm not driving 100 miles for a Subway sandwich. I'm just gonna make my own Subway. Grow grain. It was an actual Subway station, maybe. That's possible. Should always make bread. I intend to, motherfucker. I will. Watch me. I'm going to make Parmesan or Reggiano, exactly as they do in Subway. I'm going to go to Amazon. I'm going to buy a yoga mat. And I'm going to get a blender. I'm going to blend the yoga mat up and pour it into a dough mix so that it has that nice spongy texture that Subway sandwiches do. My mom always chastised me for buying Subway. She says, they make that out of yoga mat, right? They make that bread out of yoga mat. You're eating a yoga mat right now. As I'm sitting there trying to enjoy my sandwich, my mother is condemning my decisions and implying that I'm eating. Like, in her head, I'm like laying down on the floor, eating her yoga mat in front of the floor, just like tearing chunks out of it and chewing it as I'm trying to eat my fucking sandwich. Technically true. Those meatballs bounce. Yoga mat day. Okay. What do I have? I don't have much, but fuck it. It's a slow week, and I suppose that's a good thing. I'll point this out. Someone pointed this out. I showed a while back that Chris kind of hinted that he was fucking his mom to me in these messages. And in that, I showed this picture, and this is a real picture of Chris with a book that says "The Ultimate Guide to Sex and Disability." And when I received this screenshot from Chris, I thought that the book was like if you're like autistic, how do you have sex, right? And it turned out to be a book on how to have sex with disabled people, including, I guess, like dementia-addled parents. And then someone pointed out that this week, the Tranche, which I did a stream on a while back, I think it was my most recent person stream. Actually, no, it wasn't, because I did the June stream after that. But the Tranche, one of the people from it tweeted that they have bought this book, A Beginner's Guide to Me and Kind Kinkster's Relationship, The Ultimate Guide to Sex and Disability for all of us who live with disabilities, chronic pain, and illness. So it keeps fucking happening. I'm assuming that this book is like the Necronomicon and something horrific is about to happen at the Tranche because they've acquired this fucking thing by Miriam Kaufman, Corey Silverberg, and Fran Odette, who gathered together in the Golan Heights and created this fucking thing and unleashed it on the world. Well, that's all by. I don't think Miriam Kaufman needs any more money. Needs any more of your money, my friend. Okay, there's that. Here's my win over Russell Greer. And do I want to read this right now? I'll save it for a bit. I'm going to put this behind right here. I'm going to talk about the DSP thing. My forum once again became enraged at me because I featured a thread in the Dark Side Phil forum. And if you don't know, the Dark Side Phil forum and I don't get along because I have the outrageous position that Dark Side Phil, as someone who is not a criminal and who has never really done anything wrong, doesn't deserve to be the victim of crimes. And people in that board really, truly believe that DSP is a terrible person and he deserves to have his streaming career torn asunder. He does not deserve it. He does not deserve to make money by going on the internet and playing video games. And that might be like a well-founded opinion. I'm sure there's better streamers than DSP who don't get the attention that they really should if DSP is making his income. But their opinion is essentially that Darkside Phil deserves to have everything taken from him because he gaslights his audience. He tells his audience all the time that he needs more money for them programs and shit. He is hustling. He's hustling because the tax man done did come after him and shit. And the Washington State tax man done did come after him and shit. And the condo in, I think, Massachusetts, don't quote me on that. It's like he lives in Washington State, and I'm pretty sure his condo was like all the way on the other side of the fucking country, and he had that for a while, and he was like renting it out to someone, but he didn't pay taxes on that, and the tax man was coming after him, and then he lost that to like a bankruptcy, and people thought when the bankruptcy happened, because of how sloppy and shitty his filing was and how he wrote absolutely everything off as like a tax deductible or necessary business shit, and how he essentially just lied on his bankruptcy about some stuff. That this is it, the bankruptcy court's going to hammer him. He's going to go to jail for perjury. This is the end of Dark Side Phil. Didn't happen. His bankruptcy was accepted exactly as it was submitted, without any interrogatories, any second guessing his numbers, and he got away with his spending issues. And now, people have literally hacked into his bank account. When I say hacking, basically I guess they social engineered it. They found his financial identifying numbers on Tor networks, like carding websites that exist. If you want to commit credit card theft, there's websites out there that have aggregated information from different leaks. Is basically what happens, and this is why you should never use the same password on different sites, is that a site A will leak, its database will be downloaded, and it will be uploaded somewhere. And then site B will be leaked, and that information gets uploaded somewhere. And then, like, in the same way that, like, the government might coagulate information together to find a full picture, hackers do that too, using built-up information from different hacks and database leaks over years. And using that, someone was able to basically gain access to Phil's credit reports and his recent bank statements. And they determined that from that, between all of his spending, 12% of his income per month goes to paying back taxes, 20% of his income per month goes towards his mortgage, about 10% of it goes to groceries, about as much goes to eating out, but a whopping 21%, the largest portion of his spending, goes to WWE Champions, which is a mobile game. So there's this and mobile gamers are like the weirdest fucking people on the planet, because they get these games and they're inferior games. They are not complicated. They're not interesting. They're not fun. They look like shit, and they're just stupid cash grabs. But for some reason, people are like fucking like horribly psychologically addicted to these fucking games. And to win, you essentially just have to swipe your credit card to spend enough money to get the fucking thing that you want that lets you win. So literally in this WWE Champions game, you can either play for 500 hours to get enough points to unlock your wrestler that's really good, or you can just swipe your credit card to get loot boxes and then hope that you get the one that you want. But the one that you want is like a 0.1% drop rate, and every loot box is like $5. So people rack up thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of credit card debt trying to unlock the fucking, whoever the fuck. Who's the wrestling man? Who's the guy who can't see me? I'm doing the thing. I'm swiping my hand across my face because I can't see me, and my time is now. Oh, John Cena. You have to spend $20 million to unlock John Cena, and then once you have John Cena in front, like in your game, then you can just press the button and you just fucking win, and that's it. And it's like a reward thing where it's like, I spend the most money, so I deserve to win the game the most. And people like Darkside Phil are satisfied like that, because they're playing against real people and they're just winning on principle that they spent the most money in the game. And that like doesn't feel bad to them. That doesn't like say like, hey, wait a minute, this is bullshit. They just buy into it. And I'll tell you what, there is a demographic of people who are the most okay with this principle, that they spent the most money, so therefore they should have the best gaming experience with the most wins. Would anyone like to guess what demographic of people is okay with this? And it's not black people. It's not black people, if that's what you're thinking. I'll wait for my chat. Zhang Shina. I think Zhang Shina. Not Wales, Chinese. Like Wombo Pinkas said CGHINJESE. He heard me say that and he's like, I want to be the first. And he just hits his fucking keyboard and it's like, the Chinese, and he smashes it through, and it's like, half the letters are wrong, but he got it first. So I'm going to give a big shout out to Wormo Pinkas, who smashed that fucking keyboard as fast as he possibly could to get Chinese in first. But yes, they love it. The mobile game market is entirely dedicated to sucking the dick of the Chinese, and that's why the mobile game market is utter fucking garbage. Because the Chinese, like, they have zero qualms with this. Like, to Western people, it's like, wait, this is like pay to win. Why would I want to pay to win? I should be rewarded for playing well. And then the Chinese are just like, haha, I spend the $5,000 to get this shiny purple name that shows I am the biggest spender, and then I win all of my games, and everyone say that I am the best at this game. Haha. And that's perfectly okay. That's like perfectly okay. To them, but it really that completely ruined the direction of mobile games. At least for us, I'm sure they love it. Whatever. China's in a fucking huge economic boom. They got like more millionaires than most countries have people, so they can afford to spend the most money on their fucking games. But for everyone else, it's awful. I don't even know about the Blizzard Activision lawsuit. Is that like they're being sued for gambling? Is that like the one in Belgium where they're being sued because they're selling gambling to children for their fucking, like, oh, I want my Mercy to be extra sexy, and to get the extra sexy Mercy, I have to like open 1,000 chests, and the only way to do that is to spend like $200 with my mom's credit card. Is that the Activision lawsuit? Because they're sexual harassment. That's right. All the game companies are being sued for sexual harassment. I think Ubisoft, EA, Activision, and Blizzard, like, they're all getting sued for like toxic work environments. And go figure, they had those pushes to diversify their staff, and now you have like a bunch of like horny, socially awkward nerds and random diversity hire women in the same office, and like, oh, whoops, people are getting raped now by their bosses. Who could have seen that coming? What about Evergrande? So there's like a big construction company in China that's like on looming bankruptcy, and everyone thinks that this is going to be the beginning of the end for China. Like, once this company goes under, then it's going to be like in 2008, and everything's going to be like they're going to go into a recession. And I don't believe that, just because I think Whitey wants it to happen, because Whitey's scared of China and is waiting for something bad to happen in China. But China's economy isn't run by Jewish people; it's run by the Chinese for the Chinese, so they're probably not going to have it as bad as we did. That's just my hot take. I'm sure everyone's going to complain that I'm simping for China again, but oh, it's a bank. That's right, but it's not. That's why they think it's going to be like 2008 in the U.S. because of the mortgage crisis. I don't think it's going to happen. Feel free to make fun of me if I'm wrong. Okay. Gabby Petito. If you don't know, this white woman went missing in Wyoming. Here, that's her right there. She was like an Instagram influencer or something, and her boyfriend like disappeared and immediately lawyered up, and they were like, "Hey, we're looking for your girlfriend. She was last seen with you in this Wyoming National Park. Do you know where she's at?" And he's just like, "Talk to my attorney." And then he disappears, and nobody knows where he's been. Nobody can find him or talk to him. And then they find her dead corpse in Wyoming. And like, this is like huge news. Videos about this woman being dead have like 50 million views on YouTube, such as this wonderful video.
Is one of so many reported missing each year. At the end of 2020, the FBI had over 89,000 active missing persons cases. 45% of those cases, people of color. Petito's story has renewed debate about which cases get attention and the media's seeming infatuation with missing white women. But her case also sparked a call to action to bring others home, like Daniel Robinson, a 24-year-old geologist who went missing in the desert outside Buckeye, Arizona in late June. His Jeep was found mangled July 19th, about 4 miles from where he was last seen. The Buckeye Police Department says in a statement,
45% of them are people of color. That's like a lot. That's like not half. It's a little bit less than half. I wonder who the other 55% are. I guess they would not be people of color then, right? So I guess most people who go missing are white. No, that doesn't make any sense. 45% are people of color though. And it's like, why is it that young attractive white women get media attention? I don't understand. It actually reminds me of a if you don't remember, a long time ago there was a weird thing where like two Russian spies in the United States got arrested. Um and one of them was just like a Playboy or something. She had done like nude modeling or something, and that was like a media headline for weeks. And I just remember one of the headlines that I saw on like a tabloid at the time was something like "Sexy Russian spy captures media attention because sexy Russian spies capture media attention." It's like, yeah, you're gonna want to like sensationalize a story about attractive people being missing because it like people get protective. They see someone attractive and they're like, oh, I wish I could save her. It's like an instinct that people have. But when it's like a black dude, nobody's like, oh my gosh, I want to save that black man. I can save him. I can save Daniel Robinson. Where is he? Where's Daniel Robinson? Like, nobody cares. And it's a tacit admission that everyone finds black women ugly. Nobody's going to be like, oh my God, this missing black woman. My heart goes out to her. She's someone who I definitely want to protect. Like, no, nobody does. Sorry, that's why Whitey gets. That's why Whitey gets all the spotlight because of the 14 words. That's and it doesn't matter. It appeals to everyone, right? Even the black men are like, oh shit, nigga, I could save her if I knew where she was. I'd fucking kill whoever touched her. Well, I'm slipping into my Ralph accent. I can't distinguish. For some reason, when I try to do Ralph, I slip into black, and if I try to do black, I slip into Ralph. It's a weird thing. It's like my brain gets all fuzzy trying to distinguish between them. Okay, that's all I wanted to say about her. And before I forget, there's a weird thing. Actually, I'm gonna do a poll. Did she deserve it? Yes. Fuck Whitey. No, she a good girl. I cannot make an informed opinion is the third option. I'm asking my community, chat, I need you to validate my complexes and my preconceptions by voting in this poll. No, don't vote in the chat. I'm waiting for the poll to show up. I need you to vote in that. Okay, the votes are coming in. Live. The vote is coming in. We're auditing the vote. Why isn't it only 200? Oh, now we're up to 500. Okay, I'll wait another tick. Okay, we're at 660. Fuck Whitey, and I cannot make informed opinion. Is neck and neck. I'm gonna have to wait another tick for more votes to come in. Fuck Whitey's dropping. Fuck Whitey's dropping. Am I gonna call it? Do I have to call it for the third vote? Okay, 800 votes in, and number 3 is winning. So 35% of 800 people said yes, fuck Whitey. 27% said no, she a good girl, and 39% said I cannot make an informed opinion. Which is about what I expected, because there is a weird contingent of people on Twitter who just like immediately assume that like everyone's going to see missing white woman and go, oh no, I feel bad for her. This is terrible. Imagine, how could you kill an innocent sweetheart lady? And then there's like another contingent on Twitter who's like, she deserved it. They had a domestic situation a couple weeks ago, and maybe she threatened him in the woods, and then he, in self-defense, had to shoot through her in self-defense and knock her off a cliff in self-defense and tumble her to a gruesome end at the bottom of rocks in self-defense. I don't know. I just found that funny. It's like Gator was the number one. I like it when Gator talks about women. It makes me laugh because he's sitting there saying like maybe she deserved it. maybe this dainty Instagram influencer put him in such a situation that he had to knock her ass over a fucking cliff and then flee the scene of the crime and lawyer up immediately and then retreat into the wilderness like fucking Ted Kaczynski because he was so threatened. So threatened by her. Dropped into a pit of self-defense. That's funny. I don't know. Maybe she threatened him. But my thing is like, okay, I understand if I had a girlfriend and she ended up fucking dead. Me of all people, first thing I would do is assemble a team of the best lawyers in the entire world because my ass is in trouble. Like immediately, does not matter the situation. This lady could die of a fucking stroke. I would be in trouble. So I need to, number one, assemble my crew of Goldsteins and Kaufmans and Thunbergs. I need to get my shit together. And then number two, you ask them to compile a statement for the police. Even if you're innocent, you still need lawyers because the police will fuck your shit up beyond all comprehension. They'll fuck your life up so good. You'll be like, holy shit, did I fuck my life up so good by talking to these fucking policemen thinking that they're my friends. But then you just say, like, okay, this is what happened. I was in Yellowstone, right? And then she was like, oh, look, the water is so pretty. And then she, like, jumped into the water, not realizing that it was, like, a burning hot geyser with a pH of 9. And now she's just fucking gone. And I swear to God I didn't push her. Hand over my heart. Scouts on her. You know, all that good shit. I swear on me, mom. But the fact he ran away is suspicious of me, okay? To me, okay? So I'm thinking that he might have done something. And if he didn't, he really fucked up by hiding. She did it herself. We've seen the footage. We've all defended ourselves. Okay. Okay. I did a review of a movie. Did anyone watch my review? I'm gonna do another poll because I can. Because I have to kill time because nothing happened this week. Did you watch my movie review on Odyssey Gumroad? Yes. No. Okay. Just very briefly, I'll explain because there's something that I did not cover in my little review that I want to bring up now. And I don't know how I missed this. I guess because the writing is kind of clumsy and the story is kind of shit. But after rewatching my review like 4 or 5 times, I kind of picked up on something that I didn't pick up on at first. And the plot is basically for this movie that Whitey is evil. Jordan Peele co-produced this with a Jewish guy who was the executive producer for Black Klansman, which is the most anti-white movie I've ever seen, except for maybe Candyman. The gist is that the Candyman is an anti-white serial killer demon who kills white people because they are evil, and that's basically all there is to it. And the main guy becomes the new Candyman because white people didn't like his shitty fucking Black Lives Matter art projects that sucked. And now he's angry at them and he starts killing a bunch of white people. But there is this scene. I want to play this on the stream even though it's kind of risky because I could get a copyright strike, which is why I didn't upload it to YouTube, by the way. I'm not trying to like cuck my YouTube people, but I had to upload it to Odyssey and Gumroad instead. Okay, this scene. Where is it? I realized on my like 5th watch of this video that he's basically saying that the Candyman represents black inks because they're so mistreated by Whitey, and they're gonna kill Whitey. And when they kill Whitey because they deserve it, the media, who hates black people obviously, will say that he was innocent, but really he was far from innocent. But that's what they'll say. And I didn't pick up on this because it was so awkward when I saw it. But I'm pretty sure now that that's like a call to arms. Like, Blackie, we're going to have to kill all the whiteys. And when we do it, they're going to say, oh, we're innocent. We haven't done anything. Ooh, we're just innocent white peoples. But keep in mind, they're not innocent because of George Floyd and shit. And that's something I want to add to my review, just as an addendum, because I found that interesting. We can talk about how video games are being ruined. So, if you don't know, there's a video game called Rainbow Six Siege, which is like kind of like a mix between like League of Legends and CS:GO. It's not like a pure first person shooter because uh it has like special abilities and shit, but it's not like a proper MOBA because it is still very aim dependent. Um Fuck, I'm trying to think. Chat, who's the really ugly woman in Rainbow Six Siege? I'm gonna pull up a picture of her. Oh wait, here it is. Gridlock, that's it. Gridlock. I want to show you guys Gridlock. Just so we can establish a baseline here of what I'm talking about. So, Ubisoft released this character, and believe it or not, this is a natal woman. You might think, holy fuck, that is fucking scary. That is definitely a man. Actually, Gridlock is a natal woman. But after the outcry about Gridlock being a disgusting ogre, they're now releasing a proper tranny. Acclaimed shooter Rainbow Six Siege. This is my favorite news article, by the way, from Pink News. This is all the gay news that I need in my life to make me consider cutting off my internet and moving to a log cabin in Montana. I like this one too, by the way. UK named alongside Russia, Poland, and Hungary in damning LGBT hate report due to transphobia. Dude, if the United Kingdom was half as based as the fucking news made the United Kingdom out to be, I would be willing to set aside my intense hatred of everything British and move to the United Kingdom. But this is just lies. This is just bullshit. I even see this on like Twitter, like random trannies will be like, oh my god, I'm British and my life sucks because they're so transphobic. And it's like, no they're not. Like, Russia will like beat you to death. They'll literally beat you to death, I guess, outside of Moscow. But like, even then, I knew people from Moscow who were gay and they were afraid to come out to anyone because it's so like bad there for gay people. Whatever you want to say about that. The UK is not that way. The UK is definitely not alongside Russia and LGBT plus hate report. Anyways, so this is an actual transgender person. I just want to read this article. In its brand new season, Rainbow Six Siege is adding its first transgender operator. Osa is the third operator to be added as part of this game's 6 years content. She, in brackets, joins Flores and Thunderbird, which is a email client. I don't know why they named it that. A recent preview for this new season didn't acknowledge Osa's gender identity, although her biography mentions a transition. The character spent time at the University of Zagreb. Holy shit. Wait, hold up. I'm reminded of this Discord meme about like Slovenian, about how every Slovenian looks. Here we go. How all Slovenians are like this tranny, this femboy thing, and then there's the oh god, funny junk. Then there's this. You have to be careful of the Slovene stare. But for whatever reason, they decided to make Croatia the source of this tranny. And I'm aware that Slovenia is not Croatia before anyone points that out, but it reminds me of that. Character spent time at the University of Zagreb, but found herself isolated due to her unorthodox approach and others' attitudes towards her transition. GameSpot contacted Ubisoft, who said that Osa is indeed transgender. The decision to create a transgender character was made early on as part of our initiative to have an inclusive roster of operators. The consultants, all of whom are trans people, wanted to make sure that Osa was represented as authentically and organically as possible, says writer Simon Ducharme. She was written by a queer person, and she is voiced by a trans woman. And while her identity is certainly influenced by her gender, who she is in Siege Universe is centered on her talents, her influences on Nighthaven, and her close friendships to Kali. Osa joins forces as one of the first two openly gay LGBT operators on Rainbow Six. Osa will be added as part of Season 3. Deployable shield character. Goes live August 17th. Check out the gameplay of Osa. Yeah, I read the replies, like the YouTube comments, and of course the YouTube comments are all like tightly curated and stuff. But so many people are just like, we want like new maps. We want like a revamp of certain characters like Blackbeard, which are horribly out of the meta because they've been neglected for so long. We want new weapons because apparently the new operators come out, and because weapon balancing is really hard, instead of like adding new weapons, they just have the new characters reuse the same fucking weapons over and over again so that nobody ever gets to do new shit. And then they're just like, oh, our game is stagnant and boring and there's other fucking problems. But now that we have a transgender operator, it really feels so fresh and exciting. Which reminds me of this. The ACLU, who I admitted once upon a time that I gave money to before I turned 18. With my, I gave money to the ACLU because they defended freedom, the freedoms of peach, the free speech of the United States. And now the ACLU puts out shit like this. In regards to all the recent abortion shit with like Texas restricting abortion and stuff, with Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg's death, we have lost a champion for abortion and gender equality. And on the anniversary of her death, the fight to protect abortion access is more urgent than ever. And this is the quote that they used. The decision whether or not to bear a child is central to a bracket person's life, to bracket their well-being and dignity. When the government controls that decision for bracket people, they are, in brackets, being treated as less than a fully adult human responsible for bracket their own choices. The actual quote by Ruth Bader Ginsburg is this. The decision whether or not to bear a child is central to a woman's life, to her well-being and dignity. It is a decision she must make for herself. When the government controls that decision for her, she is being treated as less than a fully adult human responsible for her own choices. I really like the whole meme about putting if you're like in a situation where you're forced to like play fantasy games with people, using the brackets around pronouns and shit like people is a great way to bully them regardless. I like this person. Save Our Allies says in reply to this person pointing out that they butchered this fucking quote by this evil, despicable woman who is now assuredly burning in fucking hell. It's not censoring, it's expanding the meaning of her words. That is like the most 1984 kind of sentence you could ever possibly have. When he pulled out the books and like struck through things and changed dates and names and shit, that wasn't censorship, that was expanding the meaning of the words. Cis women, trans men, and non-binary people have a uterus. Not every person who has a uterus identifies as female, and we should respect that. I imagine that when they perfect like artificial wombs for trannies, the way that it's going to work, because the natural testosterone in the body would like kill a fetus probably, or fuck it up. So they would have to like just completely isolate it from, and it would be hard to like transplant a uterus for all the same reasons. So the first artificial uteruses that we'll have are like plastic bags that they just kind of implant into like the abdomen, and it'll just grow the fetus in like a completely separate system where you have to like take a needle and inject the like it'll be like you have 9 months worth of like injections, and you put the bag, and after the operation you have like a thing, I don't know what you would call it, like a little plastic exit to your abdomen that goes to the bag, and you have to take a needle and take, every day, and take the nutrients and shit and just inject it directly into the bag, and then you would have to like drain it somehow, and that'll be like the first artificial wombs. And after that, they'll add like a blender to it specifically so that after the first trimester, you can just blend the fetus and abort it. Because I think the ultimate goal here with transgender pregnancy is not to like have children. I don't think that they actually want children. They might want children to molest them, but I think that they just want to be pregnant, and then after they're done having sex with like a pregnant belly, they'll get bored of it because it's like cumbersome and annoying, and injecting the juice into the bag every so often is like annoying. So they'll just have like a native blender attached to the bag at like the bottom, and you can just terminate the pregnancy whenever you want. And then they can also tweet about how they know what abortion is like because they've had abortions. And that'll just be, and then they just drain the bag, and then they don't even have to have a second surgery when they're ready to have the next abortion. They can just add the fertilized egg directly into the artificial pouch and just start the cycle over again. And the blender will still be there, and they can just keep doing this forever. And it will lead to the ultimate coom, a coom that you, as a mere mortal, cannot even understand. These transgender people will have abortion sex that you can't even fucking imagine, and it will be the most enlightening experience, and you will just sit there on your sidelines jealous that transgender women get to enjoy sexual euphoria that you can't comprehend with your cis brains. Okay, so fuck you, sissies, fucking quote unquote women and men, and not bracket people. Remember to vote for human rights. Trans rights are human rights. Okay, this is the Greer stuff. Let me get some water. Pro se plaintiff Russell Greer brings this lawsuit against defendant Joshua Moon and Kiwi Farm seeking monetary damages and injunctive relief. Basically, we won on this as far as the Greer case is concerned. There is some interesting parts of this. The judge outlines the gist of Greer's complaint, and for the sake of the court interprets everything that Greer says as favorably as possible. And then there is one particular, basically just outlining how he's crying about being insulted and shit. There is... Oh, so his complaints were, one, that his copyright was infringed, but not copyright infringement, contributory copyright infringement. And contributory copyright infringement is when someone else violates your copyright, but then you encourage that somehow. And he didn't pass that because he did not... I never encourage anyone to violate Greer's copyright. I advocate the opposite in all demonstrable ways, so that got thrown out. Second one was communications harassment. That's a criminal thing, and a civil court can't bring it against me, so that's thrown out. Then the third is his false light, basically defamation allegations against the forum. Number one, the forum isn't a LLC and it can't be sued, so that doesn't count. And number two, the Communications Decency Act protects the forum against defamation claims. And then finally is all the same things against me specifically. And that gets thrown out because Greer never makes an allegation that I actually said anything defamatory, which is a big deal. If you want to have if you want to sue someone for defamation or false light or whatever, you have to actually prove that I defamed you in some way. Either I said it myself, or well, he doesn't allege that anything that he claims is defamatory is something that I said, so I can't be held liable for it. This is the best part, though. All in all, Mr. Greer has not stated a claim for false light on these facts. For the first set of facts, it is not enough for Mr. Greer to have been personally offended by the alleged false light. A reasonable person must find it highly offensive. So that being underlined makes me laugh, because the judge is basically saying that he's not reasonable. Oh yeah. The actual... Thank you for saying that. That reminds me. This is now in a court document forever. This is the statement that Russell Greer alleges defamed him. Mr. Greer makes little mention of any statements that Mr. Moon has personally made. One such remark is from August 20th. Mr. Moon left the following comment on a Kiwi Farms thread. Quote, I'll be on Nick's show in a few hours. I feel very underprepared for it, so if anyone wants to cheat and send me some cliff notes about this case or anything in the last year, that'd be Evan. Thank you. Now, Eben is like, if you don't know somehow, it's just epic, but it's Spurto saying it. So I just wrote that because I like to say Eben. And that is now in a court document. There's now an Eben written forever in a Utah State library somewhere. By the way, I think when he wrote this, he wrote the SICs, which is like a Latin abbreviation for like, that's how it was spelled in the original document. It is appropriate to say Eben, SIC, because what the fuck does that mean, right? They're like a normal person, so that's just what you put. But he decided to correct me on spelling underprepared as 2 words and spelling cliff notes as 2 words as opposed to a proper noun, because I think when you refer to a cliff notes, you refer to like a brand name, like when you call a tissue paper a Kleenex or something. So he I guess I said little I internets one too many times to him, and now he's like, underprepared without a hyphen, huh? Cliff notes not spelled as a proper noun, huh? And I see you left off your period at the end of your sentence too, Mr. Moon. I'm like, okay, Greer, try to be more reasonable, underscore. And then it's filed without prejudice, or with prejudice, meaning he can't bring the same allegations again because he fucked up so bad. Oh, though the judge does say this, which I really would have appreciated the judge not saying. I feel like the judge kind of feels like Greer is like a retard, so he's like, oh, I feel kind of bad for this fucking retard, so let me just add a little note saying, yeah, I feel bad for this retard. But he's really encouraging this retard to file more bullshit. Conclusion, the court sympathizes with Mr. Greer's plight. Based on his complaint, it sounds like people on Kiwi Farms have said vile things about him and made his life miserable. However, Section 230 protects defendants like Kiwi Farms and Mr. Moon from the conduct of their users, and Mr. Greer has not sufficiently connected Mr. Moon's own words and actions with any valid cause of action. For the foregoing reason, the court denies Mr. Greer's motion for leave to file a supplemental brief, denies Mr. Greer's motion for leave to file a second supplemental memorandum brief, and grants the defendant's motions to dismiss. So he's going to take this and be like, if it wasn't for that gosh darn, dang darn, son of a bitch, Section 230, the court would totally give me $100 million in damages. It says right here, clear as crystal, that she wishes she could give me all the money in the world, but that Section 230 is just in the way. So morally, legally, I'm in the right to continue doing this. I just have to fight Section 230, guys. And it's like, okay, maybe just don't. Here's my life lesson for everyone. The next time you feel bad for a retarded person, just don't. Just don't. Greer might be retarded, but he's an asshole. Chris, retarded, an asshole. Melinda Scott, retarded, still an asshole. I think there's a direct correlation between being an asshole and being a retard. And we just need to, as a society, come together and stop feeling bad for retards. Because every time I've ever felt bad for a retard, it's always fucked me over in a way. Not that I ever felt bad for Russell Greer or Melinda Scott. Actually, you know what? That's not even true. Because I wrote Melinda Scott, and I told her where her thread was, and I said, this guy's talking shit about you on my website, and now she's been suing me for the last 5 years. So just don't. Next time you feel bad for a retarded person, think God made him a retard because he fucking deserves it. He wouldn't be a retard if he didn't fucking deserve it. He's exactly where, in the alignment of the stars, he was meant to be. And I should not go out of my way to change that in any way. I didn't even like what I was trying to do is because most people, I don't think most people even know what the Melinda Scott shit started from. Uh, it started with a thread on this guy called Anaya Carlson, who was like this creepy weirdo who thought he was like Jesus reincarnated, and he had a decade-long obsession with Melinda Scott. He really wanted to fuck her and was like stalking her for like a decade. And she had an active restraining order against him because he was a legitimate fucking stalker. Uh, and when I saw that he had a restraining order against him and was still using my website to talk about her, I was like, "You're this guy that you have a restraining order against is talking about you on the site, and it might violate the terms of his restraining order. Stop feeling bad for DSP. Stop breaking the fucking law. I am legally obligated to tell you dumb motherfuckers to stop breaking the fucking law. You cannot hack into someone's bank account to aggregate information legally. It's against the fucking law. And if there's a fucking grand jury hearing to get information about users on my fucking site because one of them broke the fucking law to aggregate some fucking graph about his WWE spending habits, which we already fucking knew, then that's my ass and my fucking time and my users' privacy that I have to violate because of you dumb motherfuckers. So stop breaking the fucking law. That's all I'm asking. God, I can't fucking stand the DSP people, man. That's one board that I just let fucking Thanos snap out of existence. Those fucking cocksuckers. Like, how hard is that? Don't break federal laws needlessly to get back at DSP. To get back at DSP, sitting there saying, "Hey guys, if you want to see me wear my silver vest today, make sure to break the $50 mark." Like, who gives a fuck? Let him play his fucking games. When he gets banned off whatever platform he's on now, make fun of him. But holy shit, you don't have to break into his fucking bank account to accomplish that. For real. All right. Speaking of being angry. No, that's my scale. Where's that video at? Oh, I downloaded it. Didn't I? Wait, shit. Give me a second. This is like a thing. Is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay, thank God.
Idiots. Fucking idiots. Sneasel, I'm going to defeat you. You cannot defeat me. You're just a punk ass little bitch in your mother's basement. I'm gonna catch you, and you're gonna get dragged out in handcuffs.
Is it gonna be a dickhead? I had like a partially downloaded file, and I guarantee you what it is that I started downloading it, and it just never completed because my site can't buffer a fucking video to save itself. I could have upgraded my system if I didn't have to file lawsuits.
Idiots. Fucking idiots. Sneasel, I'm going to defeat you. You cannot defeat me. You're just a punk ass little bitch in your mother's basement. I'm gonna catch you, and you're gonna get dragged out in handcuffs one day. Or I'm gonna find you and beat you silly. One or the other. And yeah, that's a threat. I will if nothing else, if I'm not able to find a legal solution to your stalking me and inciting violence against me, I am not above that option. With you, Patrick, Lurker, or that fucking idiot that says he's going to come here, which he's not going to do. And that's for real. You know, I'm from that kind of an outlaw society. where if my livelihood as my career advances is threatened by you, somebody's going to come after you for me. That's the way it worked back in the 80s and 90s. You fuck with me too much, somebody's going to come after you. Plain and simple. Now, I'm going to be producing a concert for Ruth in January, probably, that some very prominent players are already involved in. Back the fuck off, or you're going to get hurt. I'm serious. I never had to do anything except make a lot of fucking noise. I rarely got into fights myself. And they usually fell down and hurt themselves before they could hit me.
So that's Tommy Tudor. He believes that the old forum admin Yawning Sneasel is currently in a relationship with Commie Dick Girl, who, if you don't remember, went kind of viral in like the public freakout subreddit because they had a "it's ma'am" tantrum in a Popeyes chicken, like a Popeyes customer, and then they had like a mild like rage at the forum because we had a thread on them. And then after the Isabel Yanka stuff, Commie Dick Girl suddenly swung around 180 degrees and became extremely like pro forum. And has been like on different like pro trans podcasts and shit advocating for the continued existence of the Kiwi farms. It's really fucking weird. I've never had a private conversation with them, but I think they're on the forum now. And for whatever reason, Tommy Tudor believes that Commie Dick Girl is living with Commie Dick Girl, or is living with Yawning Sneasel, and they're going to be coming to Tucson, which is where I think Commie Dick Girl actually lives right now. But he sends me this PM, and it's directed at Commie Dick Girl on the forum, whose name is like Cummy Docs Girl or something. And the message is, you have some real deep-seated psychosexual disorders you are putting on display, youngster, that you should get some help for before somebody hurts you badly. I'm an indie music festival producer who has been laying low for many years due to a near-fatal injury in 1999. I am none of these awful things you are trying to tell the world about me. I was born transgender, you angry, stupid creature. I'm no creepy old man faking being transgender to access women's spaces, you twit. My presentation and demeanor are pretty typical for a butch lesbian my age. You are the one who acts like a mentally ill dude screaming at a Popeye staff for calling you sir and then posting the video online. Have you even gotten a proper treatment team, or are you self-medicating? Do you attend SAGA meetings? I guess SAGA is like a gender thing. I am producing a big festival early next year, and you are running the risk of somebody's roadie taking it upon themselves to give you a really painful attitude adjustment. If you come within arm's reach of me running your mouth, you will be taken down quickly and turned over to the police for assault. I have which is basically a threat. And what he's saying is that if you come near me, I'm going to have like a biker gangster attending my music festival to kick your ass. But he goes on, I have included Null and Ride in this so I could remind them of the potential liability exposure to them if you millennial turkeys or anybody else attacks me because of the things they learned about me on this site. None of that shit in my subforum is actually protected by the First Amendment or fair use policy. It's protected by the difficulty of litigating anything of this nature on the internet, my inability to retain a lawyer, unwillingness to file in pro se, and nothing more. At this point, due to the clear and present danger presented by CDG's insane ravings and the directed threat of assault in December, I'm going to need to drop something on the court by Thanksgiving if these insane children refuse to cease and desist. And I ask, is Commie Dick Girl bullying you too? LOL, you're threatening them with physical violence. To which he replies, learn the difference between a threat and a warning. Josh, that sick fuck comes within arm's reach of me. I am well within my rights to defend myself from it. I'm not kidding about a roadie taking it on himself to deal with a threat to me. I've had to stop people in the past from hurting people talking much less harmful shit than that trannier than thou thought police commissioner is spouting. Gatekeeping is a thing of the past, and until it gets its house in order, it really shouldn't be hurling these boulders at all these people. Who else besides me and Christine are targets of the mad dick twits rage? That is so Tommy Tudor is like a perfect example of someone who like immediately becomes the most transphobic person in the world the moment someone who is also like trans, and the like Commie Dick Girl and Tommy Tudor are like, to say that one presents better than the other is just delusional. I don't know. I'm inclined, due to like feeling nice, to say that Commie Dick Girl passes better, but they really don't. Like, I'm sorry. I know that they like the forum and stuff, but they both just look like dudes to me. They just look like dudes. One looks like an old guy, and then the other looks like a mountain climbing dude. And I don't know how I'm supposed to like weigh these against each other, but I guess I mean, I don't know. It is funny. That could get you canceled. I know that people don't take kindly to that. If you like misgender Christian Weston Chandler, people get mad and be like, just because he raped his mom doesn't mean you have to call him a he. Come on, guys. Let's stop heteronormalizing transsexual cisgenderism and transphobia. It's like, okay, no, people are crazy, but it is funny. I like Tommy's way of like just yelling at people as a way to make problems go away. That might be it. No, it's been an hour already. I can't believe it. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Have I missed anything, chat? I'll let you know how the developments go with the Tommy versus Commie Dick Girl Tard fight. Oh, shit. This is really short notice, but I forgot to mention this last week. I said the week before that I would be doing a merch run for Halloween in the next 2 days, but it wasn't live when I said it. And then I completely forgot to mention it last week. But if you go to madattheinternet.com and click on Halloween 2021 merch, this is on sale for like a day. You have like this weekend tops to order these if you want one. I'm sorry to everyone who might want them, who I probably should have told them last week that this was available, but yeah, the wholesome design and the void design. Yes, the drip. Buy my shirts. I have to litigate 3 different fucking retards every month. Oh, Corpse Husband got doxxed. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked over it and like made a decision if it's real or not. But that's in his thread if you want to look at that. I don't know. I'm not really particularly compelled by interest to look at Corpse Husband, but supposedly he got doxxed, and that's like in the last couple pages. Life is Strange, that would be this weekend, probably. No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know when I can do it. I might be able to do it Saturday. No promises, though. I will do it, though, I promise. As far as the coin logistics go, they got back to me. They're going to issue return labels to people who got extras. So if you receive multiple packages, just hold on to them, and you will be emailed return shipping labels for the spares so that you can send them back in for free. I will be ordering extra once I am aware of how many were shipped out incorrectly. And if there's any extra after all is said and done, I will make it so that you can order them, and they will ship directly from the 3PL within that week to you. So, in short, if you have extra, you'll get a free return shipping label for it. Only 25% of all orders are either in the warehouse or going out. Another 25% are coming into the warehouse in the next week. The other 50%, your coin has not been made yet. So please do not email me asking about the status of your order. Only a quarter of people are affected by this, tops. And then another quarter, you'll start getting yours hopefully next week. And then the rest of you will get within a couple weeks. Why would anyone return extra coins? From the bottom of their heart, I guess. I'm not holding my breath. A couple people have emailed me about how to send back coins that they didn't pay for, but you know, I'm just going to order extra with the last bunch, and I'll have enough to cover any holes, and that should work. The old Life is Strange streams, they're gone. I think there's an archive of 4 and 5 somewhere, but they're gone for the most part. That was all in Stream Me, and there's no archives of it. I don't know what a momg is. Sorry. Oh, and as far as Spectre goes, like, I don't know if this is real or not, because everything involving Spectre is fucking, like, fake and gay. But I'll look at this just for fun. 1 second. So basically what happened is there's a guy called Spectre on the forum, and he's like a moderator for Nick Ricada's streams in his Discord, I think. And he's really annoying, to the point where I have put a little disclaimer under his avatar that says my views do not reflect the Kiwi Farms or its users in any way, shape, or form. Because what he likes to use the royal we. When he's like condemning someone, he'll say like, we don't do that around here. We don't appreciate that. And if you do this, then we'll come down on you. It's like, okay. I don't know who the fuck we is. I'm assuming that he has like headmates. He has a headmate that's like a Marine. And then he has another headmate that's like a Mossad agent. And they all like and then he has another headmate who's a confidant of General Mattis in the Pentagon. But the gist is that he's like former military or something. And he has a really, really big chip on his shoulder. And I want to make it clear that I have no respect for the U.S. military. I don't understand why I'm supposed to. I never understood when I was growing up in a military town why everyone says, thank you for your service. And then if you see someone in fatigues at your Taco Bell, you're supposed to give them a 15% discount on their food because thank you for your service and all this shit. And it's like, these are people who had no direction in life, had no idea what they wanted to do or who they wanted to be, and said, like, I really need structure and I need someone to tell me what to do every second of my day, and I need them to pay for everything. So while in high school, the military recruiter went up to them and said, do you like guns? Do you like Call of Duty? Do you want people to make hard decisions for you? Join the military. And then people like Spectre are like, oh yeah, that sounds like it's for me. And then they get their fatigues and they go through boot camp and they get rewired to accept commands and act on them unthinkingly, unblinkingly, without any moralizing or like situational awareness. Literally without question, they will do whatever they are told. And then they get sent off to whatever desert shitbox Israel is currently invested in at the moment. And then after 10 years, they retire, and they get supplemental income for their entire life and free healthcare for their entire life. And then they become a contractor for the military and double dip the tax money for their entire life. And then they retire at 60. And it's like, I think they got what they wanted, right? I mean, they do come home with like broken backs and missing limbs and like shrapnel embedded in them, but they didn't die protecting anything besides Israel. So why should I care? Anyway, Spectre's one of those people. He went to the military, and then he now, because he's like a Marine trained teenager, he has to like find a way to make use of his time. So he's like really invested in finding dirt about people, and he investigates super hard and comes back with all the intel right behind enemy lines. But the problem with him is that he'll find something, and then because he has Iraqi shrapnel embedded in his brain, he can't think correctly. So he gets like one piece of information, and then kind of like when you're filling out a Sudoku puzzle and you see that something works one way, but it might not work all the ways. He sees that it works one way, and he thinks that must be it. So he'll start filling in all the gaps without actually solving the puzzle correctly. And he'll make a post on the forum saying that he's figured this all out, and he has some evidence to back up what he's saying, but he just lies about the rest of it. And it makes everyone really confused. And he only does it because he wants ass pats from the forum. So once people catch on to this, that everything he posts is like half true, and they start making fun of him. He says, well, fine, I won't tell you the super true stuff anyways. I'm keeping my hardcore Marine intel to myself. And he had these stories about how he had Pentagon friends who knew General Mattis and all this shit. And he says, like, I'll just keep my super smart big thinks all to myself, buddy boy. And everyone's like, okay, leave. And now he doesn't like the forum. Even though he has like 2,000 posts on the forum, he doesn't like it because everyone there is super angry at him, apparently, for lying to them repeatedly. So this guy called JC or GC Positive says, I'm sick of Spectre 06 trying to control things behind the scenes. He's been hoarding these for ages and grooming Faith for information. It's all out in the open now. This guy has 142 posts. His tagline is the Penguin of Doom. He registered in 2019. I have no idea who this guy is. But he posts this PDF. And I guess I can't open it in Firefox, sorry. But, you know what, actually, there's a meme here that I think sums it up. He's talking to Faith, allegedly. This is just this guy's PDF. No, wait, Autistic Right saves the day. Here's the images. So this is allegedly him to Faith. And I don't know if he sent these, and chances are he probably didn't. But it starts out with like, hey, babe, it would be really funny if you got your new hubby to hold the kid and say something like, Xander loves his daddy. And then Faith replies, well, this would be hilarious. My current partner is my best friend for many years, and I greatly respect his privacy. And I love my son more than life itself, unlike some others, but I will not put him out there, but a funny idea nonetheless. So he has like this huge back and forth. Allegedly, I think this might be all fake. I really don't know. But it includes a lot of like creepy shit, and I made a montage of it. Here. It's like, hey, babe, it would be really funny if you got your hubby to hold the kid and say something like Xander loves his daddy. Don't worry about it, smiley face. I understand you cannot trust some anonymous person on the internet. Haha, haha. That is pretty funny. It's really smart of you not to talk a lot about this. Haha. You really put a lot of effort into that relationship that you never reciprocated. All good, take your time. Hey, babe, you have to do what's best for you. Haha. Happy to help. I completely understand. Hey, babe. It's very thoughtful of you. Not your fault. Sorry to hear what happened to your high school. And in your high school, nobody believed. Haha. It's good you're getting help. I'm sorry that happened. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. The situation is really shitty and sickening. Haha. So, I don't know. He went live. He booted up the live stream immediately to debunk all this shit. And he basically says that he's never talked to Faith except by email. And he showed his emails. So I don't know. It could be fake. But people are fucking with him now because he's being an asshole and trying to withhold information despite the forum. And his stream name was something like Salty Kiwis Gay Ops Me. Because everything is like a gay op. People can't just fuck with him for fun. It's 100% Spectre. We'll see. We'll see. The Kiwis will get to the bottom of this. Okay, and he'll debunk them all by booting up his live stream to 20 people so that he can correct the record. And he's like on Twitter, like, I'll make sure that they have to watch my live streams if they want to get it straight from the horse's mouth instead of posting on their forum. And it's really gay. It's really gay, and I really don't like him. I don't like anyone who does stuff because they want clout. It's a entertainment forum. It exists to be funny. People are supposed to laugh. You're never going to further your career as a military psyops person. Hey, babe. Hey, agrolith. Haha. Hey, babe. What's your MOS? Haha. Don't tell your commanding officer about me. Don't let General Mattis know you're talking to me about Pentagon information. Someone clipped some stuff about Spectre that I'll play just because I think it's funny. I think this is the origin of what I was talking about with the General Mattis stuff.
He's been begging to come on. Spectre, you have 30 seconds, sir, to give your...
You have 5 seconds of video that you can play before my fucking site will buffer and shit itself. I don't even know what causes that. I think it's like Cloudflare has to download the entire video or something and then cache it, and then it can play it back to you. I really don't know what the fucking issue is. Maybe if it works better on RU. If I switch to
Hey,
the Russian version, does this work better without Cloudflare? We're gonna find out. We're experimenting live on air. Is it gonna work? Is it the site itself which is broken? Caching is how you say it in Australia, and I've only ever heard the word said by Australian people because that's where I got my first job at.
he's been begging to come on. Spectre, you have 30 seconds, sir.
Oh, it does work
Your
through
take, and
DDoS
we'll
guard.
play
What the
everything
fuck?
for you. Spectre, go ahead.
All right. So, you're claiming GS13SC status, correct, Zoom? I'm sorry, you're really low.
He said, I believe, yes.
Okay, cool. So you're claiming to be the pay grade equivalent in the civilian government of a light colonel or full commander. You understand that as an actual government employee, which I am as an O3E, as a former enlisted captain in the Marine Corps, and my ass is going down to the Pentagon next fucking week for at least a day, and I'm sitting down with Secretary Mattis and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dunford, among others. I bring this up to them because we have had such a fucking issue that I become a mandated fucking reporter that I have to report this entire thing. And if you don't think that they're not going to fucking subpoena shit, they will hand this shit off to the FBI. They will ship this off to the intel battalions in Okinawa and fucking at Fort Washuka, and they will fucking drag your shit up because they're not going to tolerate this. So if you are lying about this, if you are an actual pedophile, stand the fuck by because they are going to find out, and they are not going to fucking take this. They are not going to take this well.
Okay.
So apparently people are complaining about the fucking. I don't know. I can hear it just fine. I don't know if you guys are like sitting there with like your speakers across the fucking room and you can only hear shit at a specific volume. But he's saying that he's going to sit down at a meeting with General Mad Dog Mattis at the fucking Pentagon to talk about Zoom. That's his statement. Why are military people like this? I think he was actually. I don't know. Maybe he was stolen valor. And he's just lying. But I'm pretty sure that he is actually military. They're all like this. They're all fucking crazy.
To state a claim, the court should deny Van Sciver's motion because because he picked a fight in Texas and should be required to settle it in Texas, which, as a Marine, that statement, it speaks to me on a deeply personal level. I like the aggression. It's a good quote. That's actually from a law. That's actually from a case. I like it. Bad citation when we get to it, but I like it on a personal level. It speaks to me in a way that, it just gets my pee-pee hard. And B,
He's like trying to be Rakita. He doesn't have like a law background though. I mean, I read documents, but they're all pertaining to me, so I can be a little bit cringe and pretend to know the law. I know a lot about getting sued, so I can speak to it. Is there another funny video? Oh, he went live to talk about it. There was I think on 59 perspecity. He banned perspicacity. This guy, he banned him immediately when he saw him in the live stream chat.
Shout out to the Stolen Valor faggot. Boy, I'm having some laughs at your expense, boy. We're just getting started.
Oh shit! Hearing Ralph reminded me that we almost went an entire week without Ralph updates, but there is a small Ralph update actually to bring. Is this just Ralph being smug?
You know who you are.
Sounds drunk. What's this? The kill strap.
They got too cocky, bros! When will they fucking learn?
He's just like, I guess he's just happy.
Bitch! Listen to me, bitch! Listen to the words coming out of my mouth, whore!
I love how happy he's like when anything bad happens. I like that. Ralph needs to be happy and cocky because that's when he makes the most mistakes. And I'm willing to throw oh, wait, he's right there. Why is he in my chat? He said he was never coming back. He's right there in my chat room. He's debunking. He's in the chat live, debunking the story. He's come to no man's land to debunk the theory. Caught you. Oh, okay. So the only thing that happened with Ralph, we almost went a full week without anything to say about Ralph, but there is a small update, and nobody's talking about this, but I feel it's worth mentioning. T-Clips, who was a clipping channel, that went by Boober Lee, got deleted off of YouTube because Ralph suddenly went super litigious with his copyright and filed a bunch of copyright claims against her all at once. Boober Lee actually lawyered up and had an attorney file a counter DMCA to YouTube from like an official email account. And her channel is back. She has actually beaten the copyright system. Here. And has returned to YouTube with her full channel completely intact. Primarily, I assume, because Ethan Ralph gave her explicit permission to use his copyright content for her clips. And you can't just suddenly revoke that consent. You can't say retroactively that he didn't give permission to use any of his videos. So her attorney just countered and said that she had permission. And then Ralph, in response, says to the attorney, "I'll be filing suit against your client this week. Those videos aren't going back up. Sincerely, Ethan Ralph." And there's a big issue with him suing her over copyright, which I'm not going to mention because I don't want to give Ralph any advice. She actually she posted her message from her lawyer, which explicitly outlined something important that Ralph would need to know to file a lawsuit against her. And I edited that out of her post because it's like, you fucking idiot. Why are you posting confidential information between you and your fucking attorney about your legal issues? But if he sues her and he loses, that's damages, like, automatically, and she can press for damages and stuff. So I'm happy for her. I mean, I don't have like any investment in this fight, but I'm always rooting on team gets to talk about weirdos on the internet. Oh, here, an update from Spectre 33 minutes ago. From Spectre report to Faith. Sorry to ask, but can you give information on who sent these DMs to you, like their Facebook page and whatnot? Apparently, it's being claimed I did it. Faith says, sure. Only info on their page was they were using the name Evan Ralph, and they had a picture of Benedict Cumberbatch. Obviously a sock account. They never provided me anything else sent from my iPhone. So those are legitimate conversations, but people are saying that it's Spectre, or I don't know. This could all be fake too. This is just him saying that she said this, but I don't know. It is strange that she's just talking to like a random fucking person named Evan Ralph with a picture of Benedict Cumberbatch on Facebook. We'll see. We'll see how it develops, chat. Spectre is a Marine trained team. He has over 4,000 hours in Operation Iraqi Freedom, and he can dox you with precision, the likes of which you've never seen on this fucking earth. Mark my fucking words, kiddo. He knows General Mad Dog Mattis, and he will confirm he's OS3C, ABC, Element OP, like the likes of which you've never seen before. Okay, you fucker. It was the Wishmaster, not Benedict Cumbersnatch. I watched a movie called... Hold up, I can't remember I watched this like 2 days ago, and I can't remember the name of it. Was it Hillbilly Elegy? What the fuck was the name of this thing? It has to be this.
Real nice, Mom.
No, that's not it. Oh, The Power of the Dog. And this movie starred Cumberbatch. And it was the most boring, awful fucking movie ever. It sucked. and I made sure that it wasn't like some kind of like super highbrow plot that I never would understand. So I went and looked it up, and literally all it is that Benedict Cumberbatch tries to get revenge on a woman that doesn't like him by befriending her son, and then he dies to like rabies on accident while hanging out with her son. And Cumberbatch is like secretly a homosexual, and you see his penis on like the movie. And I'm pretty sure the whole point of this movie was that it's like a boring, shitty movie, but we're gonna get Benedict Cumberbatch to show his penis in it, and then every woman who has ever used Tumblr will buy a ticket to this movie or watch it on Amazon or whatever, and you will and we'll make our money back. And I think that's what happened. I'm gonna look this up actually. How much money did this make? Okay, the budget was. Do they even release? Does the box office even exist anymore? I guess not. It doesn't show its budget or anything. So literally, they made this for Netflix, and they just paid Benedict Cumberbatch to show his penis, and then everyone bought like a Netflix subscription to watch this movie, specifically to see Benedict Cumberbatch's penis. There's no such thing as an enlisted 03. It's just word salad. I don't know what that means. I really don't care about ranks or any of that. As far as I'm concerned, none of them matter. None of them matter. There's none of them. None of them defend my rights. They would shoot. A Marine would come to the United States and shoot me in the fucking head the very nanosecond they were asked to by anyone with a higher rank. An EO3 would come to my house and blow my fucking brains out if the EO4 said to do it. And we saw this with January 6th when they deployed the National Guard to the White House and they shot people. So whatever, fucking, that's my official stance on this. He would kill you just for the XP. You know I got some fucking loot. You fucking shoot me, and then I just fall backwards, and then like a little box pops out of my chest, and it's got like a blue thingy, and like it's like a +5 to your intelligence gathering skill. It's like, oh, like the USB of the Kiwi Farms admin. As long as you have that trinket on your gun while you're shooting Arabs, you have a +5 to intelligence gathering, and you get a little bit more experience. That's perfect. That's exactly what would happen, just like in real life. I dropped silver coins. There's like a small parcel of like silver coins. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. I'm a rare enemy. I cast freeze. I throw pizza at people. That's like my rare affix, like in Diablo. It just says pizza day. That's my special subtitle. Chantel, I don't remember what happened. Oh, she broke up with the fucking Arab guy already. Who could have seen that coming, right? And then I think she said something about how she was gonna fuck me in the ass. I don't have a clip for this. I really should have clipped this, but she said something like, I would name my sex doll Josh Moon, and then I would peg it. I hope you want to get fucked in the ass, Josh Moon. She said that live. I was sitting here on my computer playing my Dota, and then my TV just starts talking about fucking me in the ass. I'm like, okay, whatever. I guess this is my life now. I'm just going to sit here and play Dota while fat women threaten to fuck me. Nobody's going to believe this unless I have a clip for it. There's a clip in the... okay, rip Karate Joe. Tag me in chat or something. I'm watching my chat. I'll wait. I'll delay this stream long enough to get my fucking tag in the thread. Quote the post and tag me. And I'll play it. I'm not projecting. This literally fucking happened. Like, word for word. I'm pretty sure she says this word for word. Just hang in there. Rip Karate Joe is working overtime. Elon Musk and Grimes are splitting up, and Chris Cuomo is accused of sexual assault. That's not surprising, I guess. I mean, I think Elon Musk has done this before, right? He like knocks up random like BPD hoes and then moves on to the next BPD hoe. I can't wait to see what BPD hoe he's going to break up with next. And what's really funny is that they weren't even married, so she doesn't get to be rich by divorce like that chick who divorced Jeff Bezos was. Here, this. Let me go to RU version so I can actually watch the fucking video. Wait, is this it? No, this isn't it. No, this is just her showing the gunt.
Wait, don't show my bum. Don't show my bum.
Ew.
I'm sorry.
She showed the gunt. I can't believe this. I was tricked. This is not the actual video. I like how you can't tell what the fuck is actually, well, what meat you're actually witnessing. Amber Lynn is pretending to break up with Wifey because Wifey got doxxed immediately and people started fucking with her, so she has to pretend they're not together anymore. Elon Musk has 6 children now. Well, he's South African. He's saving the white race. Jerish, let's play Dota together. No, absolutely not. I don't care if you're Russian. I'm not playing Dota with any of you people. I play Dota to grief and do poorly and not talk to anyone ever under any circumstances. You found the clip. Well, quote the post and tag me in the girl board chat or something. Or just give me the post number in chat and I will put it in. PPP talk. What did PPP do? He moved out and he's been reviewing anime. Unfortunately, PPP is critically reviewing anime, but because he's like reviewing seasons of anime for like $50 a pop because he has to make money right now because his living situation's unstable after his breakup with Surfer. So he's reviewing anime for like $50 a season. And while this might be critical of him, of the anime, he's still going to turn into a tranny. Like, once you're caught in the black void of anime, you cannot escape it. You think that you can play the anime, but you can't. Oh wait, Rip Karate Joe got my post. Wait, okay, wait. There's another video I'm gonna play first. Look, she's based, everyone. She's based. Alright, you have to wait a second for my fucking dead gay website to catch up.
Bye.
It's so perfect too. It's like perfect form. Here, wait, hold up. Can I loop it? Here we go.
Bye.
Keep doing it. Why is there like a 3-second pause? Perfect. Excellent. That's enough to get a strike. Okay, next one. Someone gave me a number. I think this is actually it. I think he found it.
Bye.
Oh no, it's still looping. Help. Ah. Oh, here we go. This looks right. I think my man Rip Karate Joe found it.
You think I'd have a Josh Moon? The sex doll Josh? Oh, I'm gonna peg it then. We'll name it Josh Moon and I'm gonna peg it. Ugh. You ready, Josh Moon, to get pegged? What about Teabag?
See, I told you. I'm just sitting there minding my own fucking business. I'm playing my game Dodo, and then this shit happens. It's not a joke. This is my life. I get sued by retarded people who can't close their fucking mouth, physically unable to close their fucking mouth. And then when I'm watching fat people talk about how they're being abused by Middle Eastern men, this just happens randomly. Unbelievable, chat. The disrespect. No, that's gay. Fuck that. I don't want any of this. I want to be left alone. I want to disappear into the wastes of Eastern Europe, never to be seen again. Okay. Anything else? I don't care about Grimes. That Chris Kumo, like whatever. They're all fucking pedophiles. If they're on TV, they're a fucking pedophile. I would not be surprised if that short-haired lesbian lady who runs a talk show, whatever the fuck her name is, I would not be surprised if she literally bathes in the blood of infant children like a vampire. Like, they're all evil. I'm sure they all rape each other constantly. Pegging is based. I found the anime viewer, Mushezable. What's your favorite anime, Mushezable? Saying that pegging is based. I'll wait. What's your favorite anime, you fucker? Don't you fucking dare send my shirts to Melinda Scott. Buy 100 and then send them, give them to Goodwill. I want little black boys and girls to be running around in school wearing my merchandise, and everyone will just think it's the coolest shit ever. It'll be called Drip, and then I can sell it for $100 each because it'll be OG, like gangsta shit from the hood, and everyone will want one. Josh has never watched a good anime. There is no good anime. Anime is all shit. And here's the, you know what the thing is? PPP is kind of genius because he watches these anime in like the English dub, and anytime you talk to an anime person, they're like, "No, you can't watch it dubbed. You can't watch it dubbed. If you watch it dubbed, it's not right and it sucks." You know why? Do you know why you hate the dub animes? Do you know why you hate them, anime viewers? Because when you hear the shit they say in English, it makes you cringe and you can't fucking stand it. When you hear the shit they actually say in a language you understand, it makes your fucking intestines knot up because it's fucking gay and it sucks and it's cringe and it's made by emotionally stunted, gender-bent, chinky people from a different fucking culture which is wholly incompatible with your culture. And when you can understand that shit in English, you hate it. So you need it written down in a way that you can parse it and not have to actually hear a real human being saying the shit that they say in fucking anime. It is fucking terrible. And it turns you gay, and Jim, our Jim, the one who's smoking and dying from butt cancer and watching animes, his life fucking ebbs into a black oblivion, will make a deathbed transition to whammondom. He'll say, "I've seen the light, and anime has helped me with my transition, and now I'm a big fucking gay, and I love it up the ass because I watch fucking anime." That is the fate of all anime watchers. I don't know how to enable the clip feature. I'm sorry. Just fucking clip it. By the way, Xylon's archive and the Kiwi Farms archive both got deleted. If anyone wants to take upon the burden of taking my streams and then cutting them down to half the size and removing every time I say the word tranny so that you can keep a persistent archive on YouTube, be my guest. But the trannies are out in force. And they're sweeping up any archive of my shit, just so you know. Alright, fuck this. I'm out. It's been almost 2 hours. I don't know how I made this much content last for 2 hours. I've just been very angry and complaining today. Oh, I do have a backup song for today. I have a real song to play. I'll see you guys when I see you. I'll try to stream Life is Strange at some point in the next whenever the fuck. I don't know when that'll be. Don't hold me to it. It's just awkward. It's awkward finding a time. Like when can I sit down and dedicate myself to the existential torture that is fucking Life is Strange? I don't know. It's a really hard decision to make. But anyways, I'll make it for you one of these days. And buy my merch, manoftheinternet.com. See you guys next week. Bye-bye. Where is it? Oh, here. Listen for this. I had to set aside my hatred of the British people to play this, so I hope it's worth it. See, you made me jack up my fucking gain so that you're like, oh, it's too quiet. It's too quiet. And now my shit's too fucking loud. Hold up. Here.
A man cannot become a woman any more than a man can become a bat. Yet these crackpots will stop at nothing, so of course I'm gonna catch a ton of flack. Look, even if a man self-identifies as a bat, adapts his swagger and acts oddly, even if he's utterly convinced he's a bat and believes he's a bat trapped in a man's body, to the extent that he fits artificial web wings on his back and lives a nocturnal lifestyle in a cave hanging from the the ceiling. Even if he sleeps perched upside down, even if he somehow installs a nifty interface to navigate the world via echolocation. Feeds on a diet of fruit and insects and blood on special occasions. In order for all the world to recognize him as a bat, he gives his fake wings a flap. Sorry to break it to you, but still, this does not make him a bat. 'Cause a bat is a bat, and that is a fact. Question: can a bat be a bat whilst at the same time not be a bat? No, he's either a bat or he's not a bat, and he can't transform at the drop of a hat. And if I voice a doubt, nor is it batophobic to point this out. I'm somewhat perplexed that I even have to say this. Nevertheless, it's an act. Listen, that man is not a bat. He is a man dressed as a bat. Likewise, man cannot magically become woman. Even if he seeks a life beyond one, cannot negate biology with a wave of the magic, the assignment one. The transgender woman has no womb, no ovaries. XY chromosomes encode the genes. She does not have periods regularly, plus will never experience pregnancy. Has no acquaintance with menstruation. Required a facelift to make him look like her. Will never have to endure childbirth and has only a surgically carved makeshift vagina. Biologically, it's a falsehood. Thus it seems to me they're bluffing. Psychologically, a man does not know what it means to be a woman. Perhaps I misunderstood. Nonetheless, I reckon this claptrap hasn't done him good. The man who self-identifies as a woman has but a man's grasp upon womanhood. That is to say, next to nothing, and yet he's sworn he's not gay. Perhaps it's an extravagant act of mimicry, an extreme form of cosplay. With that being said, if a man wishes to live his life imitating a woman or a bat, if a man's in a muddle and is struggling his act, finds himself puzzled and befuddled and detached, if a man's having trouble and is struggling with that, and when it's all said and done he doesn't have a stomach for the fact, thinks that the remedy would be to proclaim himself as a woman or a bat. Fine, but if that man then demands in law that I'm to recognize him as a woman or a bat when he's blatantly neither a woman nor a bat, then what type of logic is that? If it's now been declared a diabolical act to plainly state what is a biological fact, what then? They have a lack of any proof. People, what happened to the truth?
Boys will be girls, and girls will be boys.
What? Coming soon to a school near you. This is the new normal.
Boys will be girls, and girls will be boys.
Gender's a social construct. These folks have lost touch. Hey.
Don't like nonsense. Simple as.
How many goddamn genders are there? And who dreamt up this empty drama? They plumbed the depths and spun this web, and now biology is under threat, courtesy of the gender theory herd. Gender's a spectrum, haven't you heard? The concept of gender is fluid. Reality check. You are deluded. But now these pitiful little fools wish to teach this piffle to kids in school. Madness in the individual is rare, but amongst herds it is the rule. When 50% of millennials think gender's a spectrum, I pity the next generation, condemned to be raised by a bunch of eunuchs who slept through sex education. But there's a difference between sex and gender. When will you dimwits learn? Up until 1955, gender was naught but a linguistic term. But our findings reveal the traditional male and female binary is false. Plus we've discovered the socially constructed nature of gender is entirely at fault. They talk of findings and discoveries. These findings have been trending, but these people can't tell the difference between finding and inventing. And so they broke with reality, enter the age of social insanity. I for one won't be stroking their vanity. Now I'm told this is blasphemy, cause
boys will be girls, and girls will be boys.
What? Coming soon to a school near you. This is the new normal.
Boys will be girls, and girls will be boys.
Gender's a social construct. These folks have lost touch.